Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about cranial cavity. Cranial cavity is cavity in skull that holds brain. It has different foramen that passes important structure to and from the brain to help coordinate body in its functioning. It is very important feature that helps brain remain stable and to function properly. We can divide cranial cavity into three parts: anterior cranial cavity or fossa, middle cranial fossa and posterior cranial fossa. First, we will talk about anterior cranial fossa. Location and functions of anterior cranial fossa. It is located in the frontal part of the skull, providing a supportive base for the frontal lobes of the brain. This fossa is involved in separating the brain from the underlying structures such as nasal cavity and orbits. Talking about the bones contributing to anterior cranial fossa, bones contributing to anterior cranial fossa are frontal bone, ethmoid bone, and sphenoid bone. Frontal bone in diagram is shown in blue, ethmoid bone is in pink, and sphenoid bone is in yellow color. Talking about the boundaries of anterior cranial fossa is bounded anteriorly by frontal bone, laterally by frontal bone, and medially by ethmoid bone, and posterior laterally by lesser wing of sphenoid, and posterior medially by sulcus chiasmata. Then we will talk about the floor of anterior cranial fossa. Floor of anterior cranial fossa is formed by laterally by orbital plates of frontal bone and medially by the cribriform plate of ethmoid bone, and posteriorly by the lesser wing of sphenoid bone. Now we will talk about the features of anterior cranial fossa, and we'll just enumerate here because for the detail we have made the exclusive video about anterior cranial fossa. If you want to know about those things, you can see over there, but in enumeration we will talk about what are the features that are in the anterior cranial fossa. First is foramen cecum. In anterior cranial fossa, we can see crista galli here, cribriform plate of ethmoid bone here. Jugum sphenoidale is also visible here. Anterior ethmoidal foramen can be seen, middle ethmoidal foramen and posterior ethmoidal foramen can be seen. Now we will talk about middle cranial fossa. The middle cranial fossa consists of small median part and expanded lateral part. The median raised part is formed by the body of sphenoid, and expanded lateral form concavity on either side which lodges the temporal lobe of cerebral hemisphere. Bones contributing to middle cranial fossa are sphenoid bone, body and greater wing shown in diagram in yellow color. Temporal bone, squamous part and petrous part shown in diagram in red color or brownish red color, and the parietal bone shown in green color. Talking about the boundaries of middle cranial fossa, it is bounded anteriorly by lesser wing of sphenoid and posteriorly by superior border of petrous part of temporal bone. So lesser wing of sphenoid separates this fossa from the anterior cranial fossa, and petrous part of temporal bone separates this fossa from the posterior cranial fossa. Laterally lie the squamous part of temporal bone and the greater wing of sphenoid bone and the parietal bone. Now we'll talk about the floor of middle cranial fossa. The floor of each lateral part of middle cranial fossa is formed by the greater wing of sphenoid and the squamous and petrous part of temporal bone. Now we'll talk about features of middle cranial fossa. The important features are anterior clinoid process, sulcus chiasmata, tuberculum stellae, middle clinoid process, sella turcica, dorsum stellae, and posterior clinoid process. Other than that, we have optic canal, superior orbital fissures, foramen rotundum, tegmen tympani, arcuate eminence, impression for trigeminal ganglion can also be appreciated. Foramen avale is there, and foramen spinosum and foramen lacerum can also be appreciated, and there is also a carotid canal in the middle cranial fossa. Now we will talk about the posterior cranial fossa. Posterior cranial fossa is deep and lodges the part of hindbrain, namely the cerebellum, the pons, and the medulla oblongata. Bones contributing to the posterior cranial fossa are petrous part of temporal bone shown in red color, posterior body of sphenoid bone shown in anterior to foramen magnum, occipital bone shown in brown color, mastoid angle of parietal bone shown in green color in the diagram. Now we will talk about the boundaries of posterior cranial fossa. Posterior cranial fossa is bounded anteriorly by dorsum stellae, medially and laterally by posterior border of petrous temporal bone. Posteriorly, there is squamous part of ostral bone that forms the posterior boundary. Laterally, there is mastoid process of temporal bone and mastoid angle of parietal bone that forms the lateral boundary of the posterior cranial fossa. Talking about the floor of posterior cranial fossa, it is formed by squamous part of ostral bone, and also there is posterior surface of petrous temporal and mastoid part of temporal bone. These three bones form the floor of the posterior cranial fossa. Now we'll talk about the flora fossa is formed by Mordrell. The flora fossa is formed by basal condylar and squamous part of ostral bone, the mastoid part of temporal bone, and the parietal bone part. And so now moving forward, roof of fossa is formed by the fold of dura mater, that is tentorium cerebelli, that separates cerebellum from the cerebral hemisphere above. Important features in the posterior cranial fossa are the foramen magnum, that is the largest foramen of the skull and can be seen easily. Then we have hypoglossal canal, posterior condyle canal is also there. Jugular foramen can be easily visible in the posterior cranial fossa. Along with that, we can also appreciate internal acoustic meatus. Petrosal fissure is a fissure between ostral bone and petrous part of temporal bone, can also be appreciated. Other than that, we have clevis in the posterior cranial fossa. We have groove for transverse sinus, groove for sigmoid sinus, and internal occipital crest can be also be appreciated. And also we have vermin fossa for vermis. So this was all about the cranial cavity. We talked about anterior cranial fossa, middle cranial fossa, posterior cranial fossa, their boundaries, their bone contributing, and the important features and foramens in all of these fossas and or the cavities: anterior cranial cavity, middle cranial cavity, and posterior cranial cavity. Thank you for watching. If you liked our video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you want video on any topic, you can also comment. Thank you so much for watching.